Welcome to Season 1, Episode 1 of a new series that I'm starting. For a synopsis of what this series is, you can refer to this blog post that I posted yesterday. You can either use this link over here or click the link in the description below. For Season 1, we'll be focusing on Instagram and looking at all the components that are used to build the application. Now, the entire application that we'll be building is only the front end without any backend code, and for all the development, we'll be making use of Flutter. Now in episode 1, which is this episode you're all watching, we're going to be focusing on the app bar of the application. So the app bar is the top portion of an application. I'll highlight it on red on this side. Now the app bar has one main purpose and two other supplementary purposes. The main purpose is to show the application name or the screen the current user is on or currently viewing. The two other supplementary applications for it are as follows. One is to allow the user to directly navigate to a different screen, and two is to show actions. Action buttons are the ones that you see on the right hand side of Instagram's app bar. Now, in order to create this, we are going to be using Flutter. So let's dive into the computer and we'll continue over there. I already have a Flutter application up and running and it doesn't do anything much. Basically, it has a home page or a home widget as it's called, which basically prints hello in the center of the application. Now let's go ahead and put an app bar in this. It's very simple to do in Flutter. The scaffold widget takes a parameter called as AppBar, and for that AppBar you just pass in the AppBar widget, and if you do a hot reload you automatically see an AppBar. The gray thing on top is the AppBar. Now there are some things we have to change. If you open up the Instagram app, you'll see that the app logo or Instagram is on the left hand side. iOS usually defaults to the center, but even on the iOS app it's on the left. Now in order to maintain that same thing, we can basically pass in the parameter called a center tile and set that to false. So everything will be on the left hand side by default. And then we can pass in the title, which takes in a text widget or any other widget. In this case we'll just put a text widget and type in Instagram. Hopefully I can spell. And as you see, it automatically shows up over there. Now let's also do the actions on the right hand side, and in order to do that we can just use the action widget, which takes a list of various widgets. Now if you remember from the screenshot that I showed, they were all like icon buttons, and Flutter has a widget for that. We just put an icon button and it takes in two parameters. There's an on press and then an icon. So the on press, for now we'll just leave it empty, and the icon, so the first icon that you see is for adding a post. So Flutter has an icon just for that, and you can call the icons library dot add. Let's see, it shows it over here very well, and we'll go for the add box outline. And if we do a hot restart, you can see it automatically shows up over there. Now let me just speed code the other widgets and then we'll be back. And as you can see, we have already created like the app bar for Instagram. Now it's not exactly like how the Instagram app is. Let's go ahead and fix that. And as you can see, we have already created an app bar that looks so much like Instagram's app bar. Only difference is we don't have the Instagram's logo. We have just typed out the word Instagram, and the messages icon is different over here. Now if you remember, if you click on the add post button over here, a drop down menu comes. Now in Flutter, in order to create that, we are going to make use of something called as a context menu. So let me again speed run this thing so you can see how it works. And as you can see, if we go ahead and hit this button, it looks so much like how Instagram's menu bar or app bar is. Now, if you also want to see the entire code for this video, I'll leave a link to Dartpad down below, or you can just go to this URL. So I hope you learned something new in this series and in this particular video. If you really liked it, go ahead, hit the like button. If you're new, subscribe. If you think someone will find this episode useful, go ahead and share it, and I'll try to upload videos like every week if I have time, because semester has started and there are tons of work. But I really enjoyed doing this. I hope you enjoyed it as well, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace. Yes.